today, as promised, we will be giving you all the details on how to LinkedIn Stalk, featuring Claire's famous tips and tricks. And at the end, we'll also be discussing some questionable LinkedIn posts we've seen.
Very, very questionable LinkedIn posts.
Corporate crash out. Will you cash in or crash out?
LinkedIn stalking. Pro tip. So a lot of people don't know this, but you can turn off the feature on LinkedIn that says that you viewed someone's profile. Like if I went and stalked Katie, it wouldn't say Claire Horton viewed your profile because I've turned it off because I'm sneaky and I'm a good stalker.
Yes. I think this is so important too, because I see so many people, I mean, from ex-boyfriends to people from high school that never talked to me, stalk my LinkedIn, and it's just a super awkward thing. I honestly was one of the people that used to leave it on, and then I just went private browser to like view people's LinkedIns, but that unfortunately no longer works because LinkedIn has cracked down on that so much. So yeah, now I have to actually like have my login LinkedIn account to like view other people's LinkedIns, which is really sad, but whatever. But recently, yeah, I've been toning off my visibility because what does it say? Like it instead of saying your name, it'll say somebody from like
no, it's
viewed your whatever. I don't know.
I think there's different options. One of them will be like an anonymous LinkedIn viewer viewed your profile. Here we go. It says an anonymous LinkedIn member is what mine says.
Okay.
Or you can do an accountant at whatever your company is, which is private profile. Or you can just straight up have your name in your headline. So there's different options. You can be like a little secretive or like ghost mode or really upfront. So
yeah. I mean, I think it also depends on like what you're using it for. Because if you're looking at your boss, like maybe if you're like checking out your boss's LinkedIn every week, like I've definitely gotten those notifications where somebody checks my like profile and I see that they checked it like every week and I'm like, what are you doing? But I think it could also be good if you're interviewing with somebody and like you do not have it on private mode and then like you go and view their profile because it does look like you're actually trying. But like you could also just bring up their LinkedIn stuff in the interview to let them know that you researched them before and did your due diligence. So there is that as well.
I mean, I personally think LinkedIn provides better stalking than Instagram. Like, if I meet a man, I will be looking him up on LinkedIn that evening.
100%. 100%, because I have to know, like, what is your job? Like, that's 40 hours of your time, you know, every single week. Like, I feel like it's crazy not to know someone's job, too.
Yeah.
And, like what they do every day.
Tell me a lot about you, especially, like, the history of it, too. Like, it's really going to give me a good idea of where you've lived, where you went to school.
Okay, Claire, that's a little creepy. I don't know where.
Okay, well, it doesn't have addresses, Katie. It's just, like, maybe he moved cities. Maybe he's from my least favorite city in the continental U.S.,
Will that change your perception of him if he's from, like, your least favorite city?
I mean, I guess it depends on how good the date was, or if I just see this random man. I don't know, Katie. I'm going to say that LinkedIn is superior stalking, and I will stand by that.
I definitely think, like, for college and stuff, like, I want to know, like, you know, what school did you graduate from? Like, what was your degree in? Like, were you a try-hard, or were you just, like, ending up in a good job? Or I'm nosy and just want to know, like, what company and what position you have. I think that's interesting to know about, like, a guy.
Well, again, for me, it's like, okay, you have an engineering degree, but you're working in marketing. Like, I'm confused. Like, not that that's bad. I'm just like, it's gonna bring up questions. Like, do you have commitment issues?
Not commitment. That's actually so funny. But yeah. I think also I like looking at people's top voices or like who they follow, because some people follow like really embarrassing people on LinkedIn, and I think it's funny.
Wait. I don't know about this.
Okay. If you go scroll to the bottom, it says interests, and then you can see like what companies they follow or what schools, what groups. And some people like all the try hard investment banking bros, they like all follow JP Morgan, and then like their voices are like, We're famous LinkedIn people. Not me looking up
Katie,
famous
this
LinkedIn
doesn't
people.
exist. You're killing me.
Yes,
Wait,
it does.
I want to follow more people on this company's thing. This is fun. I didn't know about this.
Or they follow Bill Gates or Mark Cuban. Like, and no shade to Bill Gates or Mark. Wait, Bill Gates has a LinkedIn. Isn't he kind of old for that? Wait, Bill Gates is still alive, right?
When do you age out? Great question, Katie. When do you age out of having a LinkedIn?
I told my grandma she should get a LinkedIn. Dead. Me too.
Let's look this up.
Let's look. Is Bill Gates...
Per the internet, he's 69.
Okay, I guess he's not as old as I thought he was. I thought he was kind of like 90.
Me too. I figured he was encroaching on 100, right?
Maybe we're thinking of Warren Buffett. No, wait, let me look.
No, he's definitely still alive and living in Omaha, living his best life.
Is he? No, okay, Warren Buffett's 94.
Okay,
That's who we're talking. Okay,
94. No, in my mind, Warren Buffett is 50 and driving around in his F-150, and Bill Gates is like on his deathbed. But, you know...
I think... Okay. But yeah, I honestly think like as long as you have a career, you can still have a LinkedIn. I told my grandma to get a LinkedIn so she can like LinkedIn stalk all the people I talk about, but she told me no because that's another password she's going to have to remember. And I said, Grandma, your computer can remember it for you. And she said, I don't want anyone to hack my account, my LinkedIn account, so no. And so I said,
imagine if like it's going to be like grandma's on Facebook where it's like, this account was hacked, don't let it follow you, but like on LinkedIn.
But yeah, even just for the LinkedIn games, I think the older generation could enjoy it. And we can talk about LinkedIn games too.
Let's talk about being open to network on LinkedIn. Talking about connecting with people. How do we feel about open to network headlines and different like hashtags that you could put on the profile?
Oh, like open to work?
Yeah, like open to work, open to network, seeking talent. Like people have those like little things, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think for seeking talent, if you're an HR recruiter, that makes sense. But I think like open to work and like that banner that you can have, like that green one on top of your profile picture. I don't know like how I feel about it. I know some people say that it turns recruiters off because they are in desperate need of a job. Like I smell desperation. It's kind of the same thing when dating. It's like, you know, on your Tinder profile, like you're not going to like look up, I really want to find someone to marry tomorrow. Like that's not the vibe.
I agree.
Like I think it's like not the best idea. I think it's best to be like a little under the radar. Do I still have a job? Do I not? Especially for people that are like actually employed full time. Like I would not put like open to work in case like one of your coworkers or your like employers see that and they're like, oh, well, they're looking to jump ship. Like I'm not going to promote them or like I'm hesitant about promoting them because they're obviously looking for other jobs. Like, I don't know. I personally don't think it's like something I would do, but maybe some people have had success with that. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess my thing is I feel like it's throwing a little bit of your leverage out the door as far as negotiations. Like if you were to accept a role and even if they didn't like recruit you based off your LinkedIn profile, but they looked that up and, you know, you had a great interview, your resume was great. There was no indications of this, and then all of a sudden they look at your LinkedIn and they're like open to work, like, oh, this person really wants a job. Like, I think you lose some of your negotiation power.
Yeah, it really does. I think, you know, one of the most important things when you're looking for jobs is like, I have another offer that makes you 10 times more valuable. Some people say with the big three, which is the top 3 consulting firms, if one of them gives you an offer, the other ones will too, because they just are so competitive and they think if you pass the interview process with one of them, you will get in with all of them. I've heard that a lot. So when you say you're open to work and don't have anything going for you, you probably don't have, you know, an offer right now. I would either see that as a sign to maybe like underpay you a little bit or I don't know if you think the same.
No, I agree. Speaking of looking for jobs, one thing I really want to hype up about LinkedIn is the jobs section. I think this is the new route of looking for jobs. I mean, I feel like when I first entered the job seeking market, people really relied on Indeed and what's the other big one?
I hate Indeed, ZipRecruiter, and like
ZipRecruiter. And those are all great, and I've found roles like genuinely on those. But
I haven't. I've seen a lot of scams.
Really? No, I've definitely like found roles through those platforms. But I would say I saw a big shift probably like 2 or 3 years ago, and I only use LinkedIn Jobs now. Like, I think it's superior.
Really? I mean, I've used it to get a lot of my jobs that I have now. I really like LinkedIn for jobs just because I only will apply to a job if I'm on the company's corporate page, and LinkedIn sends you exactly to the company's corporate page. I don't have to make an account with Indeed and then like apply through Indeed to another job that may not even be open by the time I'm viewing it. LinkedIn is very good about staying current and like redirecting you to the actual company's website. Like, that's my advice for everybody looking for a job. Apply on the company's website, because if not, they might never get your application. They might never check. You're not in their system. I just think it's really powerful to use their job website, which I know sucks because you have to make a million different logins every time you want to apply for a different job, but it is worth it. I've seen myself get many more interviews when I apply that way. So that's something
I agree. And I've also had people message me on LinkedIn bumping their opportunities and their roles, and they haven't been scams. So
yeah,
that's interesting, I think, because there's definitely like some suspicious messages I get, but I don't know. I kind of love that. I don't know where I'm going with this, but
yeah, scams, in my opinion, have been kind of prevalent. I think especially with Indeed and ZipRecruiter, and sorry, I'm singling out those, but I feel like LinkedIn is much better at like vetting that sort of thing.
Exactly what I'm saying. If I get a message, it's like, hey, we're trying to fill this role, I might actually believe it on LinkedIn. Whereas, like, if I get that on Indeed, I'm like, trash.
Yeah, because I think on LinkedIn, you do have to, like, pay more. And all the companies, if they do want to promote something, you actually have to pay, like, a decent amount, which deters a lot of fraudulent businesses. And then the fact that companies have their own pages on LinkedIn, which I think is also important, is really cool because you can see, okay, what industry is this company in? Is it verified, yes or no? And what are some people that I might know that work for that company? How many employees do they have? Things like that, and any news and updates. And that's another thing, like, I know we're kind of segueing, but I do think it's important for you to follow companies that you're interested in. I know I made fun of the finance bros for following JP Morgan and stuff, but like, if that is your route, you should follow those companies, because what'll happen is you'll get like on your feed news and their updates about whatever they're doing. And so if you interview for them later and they're like, oh, well, what are you interested in about this company? You can bring up recent news that you've seen on your feed, which looks really good. And just shows that you're actually invested in the company and are doing your research. So I will say that as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm like looking at companies now on here. Major spiral.
Yeah. And I've gotten 3 of my jobs on LinkedIn. I'll also say, like, for people looking for internships, I would look every single day on LinkedIn. I know that's crazy, and maybe every other day, but how I got my job sophomore year was I applied on LinkedIn, and the recruiter told me after they only had that job posting open for 24 hours just because of the volume LinkedIn attracts. Like, if you push something on LinkedIn, and I'm sure many of you have seen this before, but it'll say like, oh, 1,000 people applied. That's actually true. And those people are, I think, real, like not bots or anything. And the HR recruiter I was talking to for that internship was like, yeah, we had to shut it down after 24 hours, that job posting, because we just got way too many people to sort through. So I will say that LinkedIn is a little bit more faster paced than maybe some other sites. Like, you will have to comb through a little bit more often, just because of how good these posts are at collecting applications.
I agree. That's a really great point. I definitely look at jobs and I'll come back the next day or two and they're gone. I feel like things sit on the other websites a lot longer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I do think that's also good because, the jobs you're looking for are a little bit more relevant than the other jobs. Like I've applied to some jobs on Indeed and I actually talked to the recruiter and they're like, oh, we stopped recruiting for that a month ago. That's an old posting, and they aren't taken down as quickly. So I think on the other side of that same coin, like with LinkedIn, you know, the jobs are a little bit more recent and they're still looking for people.
For sure. Agreed.
What do you think about people that have LinkedIn Premium?
Oh my gosh, I go back and forth on this. Like, part of me wants to say try hard, and part of me wants to be like, I want LinkedIn Premium. I think that it's honestly
LinkedIn sponsor us for
really
LinkedIn
beneficial.
Premium.
LinkedIn, give us free LinkedIn Premium, please. Thank you. No, I think that, like, it definitely can be worth it in some scenarios. Like, if I was looking to make a big career change, or like if I was looking for a new job, I think it could be helpful in that kind of situation. Or if like I was a recruiter and I was using LinkedIn for my job. But I think like for the everyday person, I don't really think it's necessary. I don't know.
Yeah, wait, because the point of it, right, is that first of all, you can see people that viewed you, right? And then the second thing is that you can message people. Is that like a big perk of it too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can receive unlimited messages or something like, or no, here we go. With the premium account,
premium users can send messages to anyone on LinkedIn, even if they're not directly connected. So I think that's, yeah. And unlimited searches and advanced search filters, apparently.
And like, I want to say like the main things are like, you can see exactly who viewed you. You can message or connect with people that are outside of like one connection away. Isn't that like the rule?
Yeah. So I think for the messaging, I do think that's kind of important for coffee chats and stuff, and just overall trying to like connect with people if you're still in that process. But what I will say too is you do not need LinkedIn Premium just to start random conversations. So what I'd advise everybody to do on here is, and I didn't even find out about this hack until like 2 years ago, but you can go down to, let's see, your groups, and you're going to want to join your college. Maybe it's your like sorority or fraternity group, and you want to join that group. And then from there, if you click on that group and then type in the person that you want to talk to or reach out to or message, and if they are also in that group, you can message them for free. You do not need like LinkedIn Premium for that. And so that's honestly through my school's alumni network. I've talked to a lot of people at my current company and previous companies to get their sense on like if they like it, what jobs they're doing, and further networking opportunities because of that. So that's a really great place. If you do not want to spend the money on LinkedIn Premium, you do not have to do that if you're in the same group and want to message somebody.
Yeah, I've definitely use that many a times to message, like even like using that tool to find like, oh, I want to work at this company and an alumni from my school works there. I'll reach out to that alumni directly.
Yeah. And I think that looks good too, because, you know, obviously you guys have something in common. You both went to the same school. You want to help each other. And then also just like getting more information about, you know, your options and what working for that company looks like. A lot of times, even if you have an internship and it's 10 weeks, you would rather obviously not be miserable for 10 weeks if it's something completely unrelated to something you actually want to do. So getting feedback from other people that actually do work there and understanding what that job day to day is going to look like for you is really helpful. Okay, so one of the other things I'd like to point out is verifications. So, you know, like next year...
Oh my gosh, I'm verified. I have the
Me too! Okay, so what we'll say for this is how I think both of us got verified is through our school, and that they gave us like a LinkedIn Learning account. So with that, and basically you also get that with premium, I think, but usually a lot of schools will pay for the LinkedIn Learning account yourselves, and it's like free through your school. So you like type in your school email, and then you get verified and you get the LinkedIn Learning account. And from there, you can learn different skills like SQL or Python or anything you want to learn on LinkedIn, which is really cool that those courses are free to you. And you can add to your profile that you've completed those courses. And then you also get the verification because you said you went to that school, and then they're like, yep, and you did go to that school based on your email, and you confirmed that you exist and are a real person. So I think that's also really important for university students as well.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even know that's how I got that. I thought that I just like let it send me a text message or something.
Then I think you can also do that with your corporate company, because I did that with mine right now. Is you say I work for this company, and then you have to put in your email like at whatever company, and then you get a verification email and can submit that again.
Mine's been verified for years, so I don't really even know how I got it. Wait, am I not verified? No, I am. Just kidding.
And then I like putting courses on here too, especially if it's in something really particular, like in a certain stats class that you'll need, or, investments or something that you're going to need in a job. I think that's important. I really don't know what else, but, send us questions or any comments you have or any funny LinkedIn posts that you guys see. We definitely would be interested in seeing those.
Just a quick tidbit on the craziest LinkedIn post I've ever seen. Wasn't crazy, I shouldn't say, but it was definitely, not something I'd be putting on LinkedIn. So this girl I know, friend of a friend, she announced her engagement on LinkedIn and put like a long paragraph about her fiance. Not even kidding you. She put a long paragraph about her fiance and their engagement. And it was the same thing she put on Instagram and Facebook. And I was like, no, keep it off LinkedIn.
No. Like, even though the only thing I can think that like mildly might impact your LinkedIn by getting married is like your name, and that your name's going to change. But like, there's no reason to put your engagement or anything, honestly, with your relationships or anything like that on LinkedIn. Like, I could understand, like, if you want to highlight like an event you went to, like maybe if you went to a conference, okay? Or like, a women in business conference, like maybe put that on there. But anything personal or personal related,
no, that's so appropriate.
Yeah, I would not put on LinkedIn. I have seen some crazy stuff like that though too.
If anyone has any crazier LinkedIn stories, do share.
Yeah,
share.
Oh, and the other thing I will say too about making posts, and this especially goes for interns and like new hires, is if you are taking pictures of, the company, the workplace, your laptops and stuff, like be very, very careful with that. I know I've worked at a lot of companies and they're like, if you post some, like you cannot post anything, especially if you work at a big bank or anything that has any kind of federal work done. It is a huge, huge risk for them if you post something that they don't feel comfortable with you posting on LinkedIn. At the end of the day, for a lot of these companies, you did sign an NDA. And so not everything that goes on in your life you can always share on LinkedIn. So it's really important to get approval from somebody at the company just to make sure that, like, if I post that, I went to this conference with this company, like I actually can't post that online. Just a thought, because I know some people that have gotten
use
in
your
trouble
professional.
For that.
No.
Yeah.
Way.
Certain companies I've been to, they're like, you cannot take any pictures anywhere near a laptop. If you take a picture of a screen, you have to delete it immediately. It's really, some companies are more strict than others.
Honestly, it's probably good.
Yeah.
People be taking pictures of everything. I guess that's, I wouldn't want people posting pictures of my company laptop, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So just a fair warning on that.
Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I think that's all we have this week, but make sure to stay tuned for next week because we will be discussing how to dress for the office and different types of clothes you guys can wear featuring our office icks. Remember to check out our link tree in our bio. Also, it has our links to our Instagram and YouTube channel, so make sure to follow and subscribe there as well.
Also want to point out we have a listener inbox on the link tree, so if you have any crazy corporate stories, advice, or topics you want us to cover, you can share them there with us. Also, special this week, if you want us to review your LinkedIn, submit your LinkedIn profile to our listener inbox. From there, one of us will reach out and connect with you and send you feedback. Side note, if it's me, be ready to be roasted. We'll probably only get through the first 50 or so, so if you want us to review your LinkedIn, fill out that form sooner rather than later.
I'll try to get through a lot of them too, so you guys won't end up being flamed by Claire. But yeah.
Ciao.